Hi friends, my name is Katie. Welcome to my channel. I am so stinking excited because I'm going to be starting this whole new project here on my channel. I do it a lot on my Bookstagram, but this is going to be more in depth. So what I'm talking about is, today we're going to talk about recent cover reveals, where every single week I'm going to come on here, I'm going to show you new cover reveals. Now they could be a little bit old depending on what you consider recent. That is up to you. I'm going to do my best to hopefully get more books onto your TBR. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm so excited to be able to share more bookish news with you guys. I've been loving putting it together on my Bookstagram. How it'll be different here is that I'm going to go more in depth into each book. I'm going to tell you the release date. I'm going to tell you the summary, the tropes, the series information, and whether or not it's on KU, and it could definitely change as time goes on, and any feedback I get from you guys. I would love to know what was helpful, what wasn't helpful, and see how this evolves. Really, the goal is just for you to discover new books, discover new authors. That is my main priority with this, and to just talk about books. This has been the best way for me to find new things to try, so I really, really hope it'll work for you as well. But then also some things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding recent releases. So every single week, every single Tuesday, you will be getting to see what books are coming out that week. And then I will also be doing a trope video. So for example, I think the first one that's going to go up is Grumpy Sunshine book recommendations. We'll see. And it'll kind of evolve from there. I'm also going to show debut authors, indie authors, anything like that is going to happen. So if you have recommendations for a trope you want to see, for whether or not you want to see debut authors, indie authors, anything, any kind of bookish news that you'd be interested in, comment below, let me know so I know where I should be spending my time. But otherwise, guys, let's get into it. I'm going to share with you 8 book covers that have recently released, and we're going to talk about these books. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my handy dandy iPad here to help me share all the information with you guys. It is a lot of information, so we are just doing the best we can. First, we have Bright Lights and Summer Nights, and this is by Kat Singleton, and this is the 3rd and final book in her Black Tie Billionaire series. This is going to be released on June 20th this year, 2024. In this book, we are following Emma, and she is escaping the summer to spend time at the Hamptons while she's going through her quarter-life crisis. And one thing leads to another, and she ends up sneaking into this high-profile party and bumping into a stranger, and needless to say, all of her summer plans go out the window. This book sounds like such a fun time. I think it's going to be a perfect summer read. Tropes include fake dating, sports, age gap, billionaire, grumpy sunshine, and forced proximity, which are all chef's kiss. You will be able to read this book on KU as well as the other books in this series. Also on June 20th, for all of my fan row readers, this is for you, and that is Shadow and Storms, and this is the 4th book, I believe, in the Legends of Thesmar series, which you've probably heard of. The first book is called Blood and Steel. I have talked about it here on my channel. It's kind of a great starting point, in my opinion, for those who are interested in fantasy romance. It's not hard to follow. It's very intriguing. The characters are a lot of fun. The world is pretty easy to understand. Because it is a 4th book, it's kind of hard for me to give you a summary without spoiling the other books. So what I will do is I'll read you a little bit of the blurb, and you can go back and look into it more if you're interested. So the little blurb, what it says is, she was ready to shed blood, ready to take back what was hers. Do with that information what you will, but to help sweeten the pot a little bit, to give you a little bit more information, the tropes in this series include enemies to lovers, slow burn, found family, and war with magic and monsters. It's very focused heavily on the war. It's really about how these characters fit into this war that's happening, some secret identities, things like that. There is a lot to unpack in this series. This series also is available on KU. You can absolutely go read the first 3 books in this series right now. Then on June 21st, we have Somewhere You Belong by Harlow James. This is the first book in a new series. I think it's the Carrington Cove series. It will be available on KU. And in this book, it says, one letter changed my life. One night with him might change my forever. Essentially, she's going to inherit a beach house. And so she's going there just to sell it and then move on with her life. However, she meets this grumpy bartender, I believe, and he's not pleased by this because he wants the house and ... In this book, you can expect He Falls First, Small Town, and Fountain Family. On June 28th, we have Actually Yours by Belinda Mary. And this is book 1 in the All Yours series. It will be available on KU. In this book, we follow Amelia, and unfortunately, she is the last single friend in her whole friend group. And with the help of her friends, she decides that she's ready to get back out there. She's ready to try and date again. However, This leads to a long line of dating shenanigans, and not the kind you want. And so she's kind of second guessing everything. And then there's Jake, who happens to be her ex-boyfriend's brother, who has always been off limits, but has always been the man of her dreams. In this book, we have He Falls First, Ex-Boyfriend's Brother, and Slow Burn. I do want to preface though that this book is closed door. So if you are going into this book thinking there is going to be spice, this is not. This is not a spicy book. Then on July 18th, we have Frozen Over by Ruth Stilling. This looks like such a cute book. I am always obsessed with these covers. I love this artist so much. This is book 2 in the Seattle Scorpion series, and it will be available on KU. In this book, we follow Zach, and Zach has been hurt for the last time, and the only way to stop this is to essentially close off his heart for good. He is done with dating, done with women, just done. The issue is he reconnects with one of his childhood friends, and it makes this decision a lot harder. If there was anyone that he was willing to risk it all for, it would be Luna Johnson. In this book, you can expect friends to lovers, grumpy sunshine. The characters are both in their 30s, found family, she falls first, he falls harder. Then on August 20th, we have Where Happiness Begins by N.S. Perkins. My good friend Lil is obsessed with N.S. Perkins. She got me to read a bunch of this author's works, and I'm so glad she did. This is the 3rd book in the Evermore series. You will want to start with Where Time Stands Still. That is the 1st book in this series. They are available on KU. I am so excited about this book, you guys. N.S. Perkins is quickly becoming an author that I am just really, really vibing with. In this book, we're following Lillian, and she has kind of spent the majority of her life knowing that she will need a new kidney. The one thing she wasn't prepared for was medical debt, and boy does she have quite a bit. Then we're following Carter, and he moved his whole life across the country, leaving everyone and everything in hopes to follow his dreams as a music producer. When these two meet, when Lil and Carter meet, they realize that they could help each other because Lil can help promote his band and Carter can help her get health insurance. They just have to get married first. So in this book, we have Grumpy Sunshine, we have Forced Proximity, and we have Marriage of Convenience. On August 30th, we have Sunshine by Michaela Jean Taylor. Love the title. We don't have a summary, you guys. There is no summary. This is a new series. It is going to be the 1st book in the Saddlebrook Falls series. It's going to be on KU. I'm so excited. This, we are following a rodeo cowboy main character. It is set in small town Texas. There is a love triangle, which may not vibe for everyone. It is a maybe for me. We're gonna see. I'm ready to give it a try. Dual timeline, and It's Always Been You. I don't really need to know much more information. I will definitely be picking this one up. How many of us grew up watching the movie Sweet Home Alabama? It was definitely a favorite of mine. I have watched it multiple times. This is going to be such exciting news for you if you enjoyed that movie, and that is this book, Flirting with Disaster. It comes out January 14th, 2025. It is essentially a reimagining or like a retelling or inspired by Sweet Home Alabama. This is not part of a series. This is just a standalone. This also will not be available on KU. Mina and her husband eloped in Vegas quite a while ago, but it's actually been several years since they've seen each other until now. Mina is going home. She's hoping that she will be able to get a quick divorce, except for the fact that there is this unexpected storm happening and she's going to be stuck with her ex-husband for the foreseeable future. The issue with that is the more time she spends with him, the more she remembers what made her fall in love with him in the first place. This is going to be a second chance romance, forced proximity. I have such high hopes. I read this author's first book, Say You'll Be Mine. I loved it. I had such a great emotional time with that book. I have such high hopes for this one as well. If you haven't read from this author yet, I cannot recommend her enough. I really, really vibe with her writing and her story. So this is absolutely going to be a 2025 anticipated release for me. Well, friends, those are the 8 recent cover reveals that I wanted to share with you. I really, really hope you liked this video. I hope you're excited about these videos every single week. I definitely am excited about putting them together for you guys. If you have any feedback about how I describe the books or more information or less information, anything at all, please let me know. If you have made it this far, if you've made it this far, let me know which of these 8 books you would be most likely to pick up. But anyways, guys, as always, thank you so, so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.